Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I'm your host Jenny. Today, we've got some exciting stories to share. First up, Hong Kong stocks are riding high with a 7-day winning streak, their longest since April last year, thanks to optimism about US-China trade talks and potential tariff cuts. The market's mood is lively, with major indices climbing and key companies like Chow Tai Fook Jewellery shining. Next, we look at Kam Pin Industrial, a Hong Kong-based aluminium manufacturer, fighting to stay afloat amid rising U.S. tariffs. Despite delays and economic hurdles, the company is exploring new markets and focusing on innovation to keep its U.S. clients and stay competitive in a tough trade war environment. Finally, in the world of robotics, Chinese firm Unitree Robotics has patched a security flaw that could have let hackers control their robot dogs remotely. After discovering the vulnerability, they shut down the risky cloud service, showing how tech companies are stepping up to protect their creations. Please continue to watch for more details. The South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong stocks are experiencing their longest winning streak in over a year, propelled by optimistic hopes that US-China trade negotiations might lead to meaningful tariff reductions. The market was buoyed by President Donald Trump's comments suggesting that upcoming trade talks could yield substantive tariff cuts, sparking a rally in the Hang Seng Index. Despite some tech sector setbacks and minor declines in mainland indices, the overall sentiment was positive, especially as Beijing announced measures to stimulate the economy and reassure the private sector amid ongoing trade tensions. The market's resilience reflects a cautious optimism that the trade disputes might soon see progress, with key meetings between Chinese and U.S. officials scheduled, and global markets in Asia showing mixed but generally hopeful responses. The South China Morning Post also highlights how Hong Kong-based manufacturer Kam Pin Industrial is navigating the turbulent waters of US-China trade tensions. Once a thriving producer of high-quality aluminium curtain walls, Kam Pin chose to remain in Dongguan rather than expanding abroad during China's industrial upgrade, a decision that now faces new challenges due to escalating US tariffs. President Trump's recent tariffs, which have increased the cost of exporting to the U.S. by over 75%, threaten the company's profitability, forcing it to consider diversifying markets and possibly setting up new manufacturing bases outside China. Despite these hurdles, Kam Pin continues to serve U.S. clients, emphasizing the importance of quality and innovation, and exploring new markets in Southeast Asia and beyond. The company's story underscores the resilience and adaptability of Hong Kong's manufacturing sector amid shifting international trade policies. In China, Unitree Robotics has made headlines after revealing a significant security flaw in its robot dog, Go1, which could have allowed hackers to take control remotely. The company responded swiftly by shutting down the third-party cloud control service involved, following disclosures by security researchers and bloggers. The vulnerability was linked to a cloud tunnel service provided by Zhishi Cloud, which had been used without explicit user notification, raising concerns about data security and user trust. Although the company downplayed the severity, emphasizing that their latest models have adopted more secure solutions, this incident highlights the ongoing challenges faced by robotics firms in safeguarding their systems against cyber threats. Unitree's proactive response and its plans to explore further expansion and potential listings reflect China's growing prominence in robotics innovation, even as security remains a critical concern in the industry. The South China Morning Post reports on a delegation from Hong Kong and mainland China exploring the Middle Eastern market, emphasizing the region's burgeoning economic potential amid the US-China trade tensions. With Qatar leading in per capita GDP and digital infrastructure rapidly advancing, Chinese firms see opportunities in diverse sectors such as apparel and electronics. Charles Shen, CEO of Meet Social, highlights lower advertising costs and a rising marketing budget for Middle Eastern markets, underscoring the region's attractiveness. He stresses the importance of understanding local legal and regulatory frameworks, noting Hong Kong's role as a vital hub for navigating these complexities due to its international exposure and professional services. Meanwhile, Steve Chuang of the Federation of Hong Kong Industries points out the advantageous pricing and reduced risks in emerging markets, advocating for active exploration of new territories. Agnes Chan, representing the Hong Kong General Chamber of Commerce, underscores cultural differences as a key challenge, emphasizing the need for cultural exchange and enhanced regional connectivity through direct flights and trade offices to foster deeper economic and cultural ties. SCMP's opinion piece on CUC's President Dennis Lo Yuk-ming paints a picture of resilience amid economic austerity, as he prioritizes research in innovation and technology despite government funding cuts. With a 4% reduction in public university funding and a significant 1 billion Hong Kong dollars cut from CUHK alone, Lo's strategic focus on high-tech development and talent recruitment exemplifies prudent leadership. His background as a scientist and the city's advantageous position within the Greater Bay Area are seen as assets in attracting international scholars seeking stability away from geopolitical turbulence. Lo's emphasis on maintaining core priorities, research, talent, and student experience, reflects a broader belief that Hong Kong's universities can weather crises through prudent investment and global collaboration, with recent improvements in university rankings serving as a testament to their resilience and forward-looking strategy. The BBC features an in-depth look at the chilling rise of self-surveillance and reporting in Hong Kong under the national security law, as exemplified by Ines Tang, a former banker turned patriot. Tang and others have established extensive networks for monitoring and reporting activities they perceive as threats to national security, resulting in nearly 100 cases brought to the authorities. The law criminalizes secession, subversion, and collusion with foreign forces, transforming the city into a surveillance state where citizens police each other, often under the guise of community cooperation. The government's hotline received nearly 900,000 tip-offs, and over 300 individuals have been arrested since 2020. This climate has led to widespread self-censorship, the disbandment of pro-democracy groups, and a sense of fear among academics and activists. Many, like Kenneth Chan, now live in exile or face social ostracism, illustrating the profound and ongoing impact of the security laws on Hong Kong's social fabric and civic freedoms. Tang's shift to international advocacy and media work highlights a strategic move to continue serving his perceived patriotic cause abroad, even as the city's political landscape remains deeply constrained. South China Morning Post reports on the impressive expansion of Dalton School Hong Kong's Little Basel Arts Festival, which has grown into its largest event yet. This year's festival, held on the new campus, featured a striking installation by renowned artist Huang Yulong, whose sculptures, towering, hoodie-clad figures, embody themes of inclusivity, optimism, and youth culture. Huang's work, celebrated during Hong Kong's Art Month and featured on the front page of the South China Morning Post, deeply resonates with students by reflecting contemporary street art and hip-hop culture. The festival emphasized student-centered learning through immersive workshops, community murals, and interactive stations, fostering creativity, self-expression, and critical thinking. Huang's sculptures, which symbolize hope and belonging, continue to inspire as they remain on campus throughout May, inviting visitors to engage with art in a space dedicated to authentic self-discovery and innovation. Meanwhile, Yahoo US highlights Disney's ambitious plans to build its first new theme park in 15 years, set to open in Abu Dhabi on Yas Island. This state-of-the-art resort promises to be Disney's most technologically advanced and culturally integrated park, featuring a unique spiraling crystal structure and waterfront access, an innovative departure from traditional Disney castles. The decision to locate in Abu Dhabi stems from strategic regional advantages, including proximity to a potential market of 500 million people and the region's role as a major global aviation hub. Disney aims to leverage cutting-edge technology like Unreal Engine to create immersive, film-inspired attractions, positioning the park as a pioneering entertainment destination. While some industry experts caution about the Middle East's mixed track record with theme parks, Disney's choice reflects confidence in the region's growing leisure infrastructure and market potential, with the park expected to open in the early 2030s. The South China Morning Post also discusses the geopolitical and economic implications of the U.S.'s recent measures targeting China's maritime industry, which threaten Hong Kong's status as a global shipping hub. The U.S. Office of the Trade Representative's investigation into Chinese shipbuilding and port equipment has led to new tariffs and service fees that could increase operational costs for Hong Kong-based vessels and port operators. These policies aim to reduce dependence on Chinese maritime capabilities, effectively re-engineering global trade infrastructure and challenging Hong Kong's neutral role as a bridge between East and West. The article underscores the urgency for Hong Kong to adapt through comprehensive risk assessments, policy advocacy, and strategic development, including green shipping initiatives and infrastructure modernization. Hong Kong's future as an international maritime center depends on proactive responses to this shifting geopolitical landscape, emphasizing resilience, policy autonomy, and active international engagement to maintain its relevance amid superpower rivalry. South China Morning Post vividly captures the essence of Fendi's summer collection, where light, breezy silhouettes evoke the carefree spirit of seaside holidays. Imagine flowing dresses and relaxed pajama-inspired pantsuits adorned with beachy motifs like pink coral and seashells, all designed to be perfect for leisurely strolls or sunset cocktails. The collection's palette of blue hues mirrors the endless summer sky and tranquil seas, celebrating a mood of effortless fun and romance, whether at home or on vacation, with each piece flowing gently in the warm summer breeze, embodying the season's joyful, relaxed vibe. The same publication also offers an inspiring glimpse into the timeless style of supermodel mother-daughter duo Cindy Crawford and Kaia Gerber, who often mirror each other's elegant yet contemporary looks. Their 2023 Ralph Lauren ensembles, Crawford in a classic mocha and ivory pantsuit, Kaia in a vintage strapless dress, highlight their shared affinity for earthy tones and refined simplicity. To emulate their chic, understated glamour, one should look for tailored blazers, vintage-inspired dresses, and accessories from iconic brands like McQueen and Tiffany & Company, capturing the essence of effortless sophistication that defines their enduring style. Meanwhile, the South China Morning Post delves into the glamorous world of celebrity wedding planning, spotlighting 6 of the most sought-after event orchestrators. Legendary figures like Mindy Weiss, who has crafted unforgettable moments for the Kardashians and Bieber, and Preston Bailey, renowned for his extravagant floral sculptures, exemplify the art of turning dreams into reality. From Weiss's ability to blend luxury with personal touches to Bailey's imaginative floral designs, such as animal sculptures at a high-profile wedding, their work underscores the meticulous creativity and relentless dedication required to create fairy-tale celebrations. Other masters like Colin Cowie and Sharon Sachs push the boundaries of imagination, transforming venues with water-filled pools and limitless ideas, making each wedding an extraordinary masterpiece of artistry and precision. According to South China Morning Post, Hong Kong's housing market is poised for dominance by 3 major developers, Sun Hung Kai Properties, SHKP, CK Asset Holdings, and Henderson Land, who are expected to supply 60% of new residential units in 2025 and 2026, a significant increase from 40% in 2023 and 2024. This surge is driven by a clear shift in buyer preference towards smaller flats, with sales of Class A units, measuring 431 square feet or less, accounting for over 60% of all transactions in March, up from nearly 50% the previous year. The government's recent relaxation of housing policies, including a reduction in stamp duty and a flat rate of 100 Hong Kong dollars for homes under 4 million Hong Kong dollars, has further incentivized these smaller purchases. Meanwhile, the big three developers have maintained their dominance, with SHKP securing a large plot in Tung Chung, and CK Asset and Henderson holding extensive land reserves, allowing them to swiftly adapt their strategies by increasing the completion of Class A flats, rising sharply from 14% of total housing supply in 2014 to over 58% projected in 2026. Ensuring sales in a market marked by economic uncertainty and fluctuating interest rates. Despite the robust demand for compact units, JLL warns that the market faces challenges, as a decline of 9.2% in Class A home prices in 2024 suggests that supply might outpace absorption, especially if ongoing trade tensions and economic headwinds dampen buyer confidence or rental yields. Nikkei Asia reports that Japan's gold export boom, driven by soaring global demand amid U.S. tariffs and economic uncertainties, raises concerns about illicit smuggling activities. In February, Japan's non-monetary gold exports surged to nearly 282 billion yen, a level unseen in over a decade, with monthly exports reaching record highs since 1996. This equates to roughly 20 tons of gold leaving Japan each month, with total exports for 2025 projected to surpass 2023's total of around 190 tons. Since Japan cannot produce enough gold domestically, analysts suggest that much of this activity involves smuggled gold, especially as authorities have noted a rise in illegal shipments since the 2014 tax hike, with seized smuggled gold increasing fourfold in 2024. The surge appears linked to traders stockpiling gold in New York amid fears of tariffs, and the possibility that smuggled gold is now being exported, evading Japan's 10% import tax. This illicit trade likely funds criminal organizations and complicates export tracking, as authorities struggle to differentiate between legitimate and smuggled gold. Despite a drop in official imports, the demand for gold as a safe haven remains high, with prices climbing since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and futures reaching over $3,500. Japan's gold production remains steady at about 100 tons annually, mainly as a byproduct, but this does not account for the recent export surge, indicating that the real volume of smuggled gold may be significantly underestimated. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.